Hey, Shalom. Giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kwadash. Double honor to the elders of the great millstone who taught me this truth. A sincere Shalom, Labakaryam Shah, Yasha Allah. That's peace to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Yeah, we got some things popping off all around the world. You know, the world is in chaos right now. For those that's in disbelief that we at the end of this thing. And when we say this thing, we talking about the Edomites ruling over us. Our oppressors, man. You know, our enemies. When you go into Psalms 83, David laid it out in the spirit. Who your enemies are. And they always been our enemies. That's the other nations. That's why when the Lord said, I have severed you, this is to you Israelites, you so-called Negroes and Hispanics scattered throughout North, Central, and South America, running around calling yourself black people, Dominican, Haitian, Jamaican. You know, you're going by all these corporate identities. You're the chosen people of the Lord. And you have enemies that hate your guts. This is Leviticus 20, verse 22. I'm going to just read it. And ye shall be holy unto me. Now, it's not right there. To be holy is to be cut off. We're not supposed to be uniting with your enemy ever. You know, the scripture in Sirach, what's it? I think it's 10 and 12 or 12 and 10. I think it's 10 and 12. Tell you never trust thy enemy. You know? Never trust thy enemy. You have enemies on planet Earth. And they're going to show themselves real soon. But the Lord says, and ye shall be holy, which means separate unto me. For I, Yahweh, am holy. For the Lord is holy. So his children is holy. And have severed. Severed is to cut off. I have severed you from other people, that you should be mine. So that's number one. We've been cut off from these other nations, but now we're in the hand of the enemy, and the Lord is about to free us from these people. So while we're looking at the domestic news, the hot topic is Trump right now. But you got to pay attention, you know, because everything is a psyop right now. Don't believe your eyes. Walk by the spirit. You know, the men and the women of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah right now, we're controlled by the Holy Spirit, and call Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah for that. You know, for the Holy Spirit, man. Let me get this real quick. This is Hebrews. We're going to get right into this video. Just want to make these points, because you can't trust your eyes at this time. This is Hebrews, the 10th chapter and the 38th verse. I'm reading. Now the just, which goes back to the holy, which is the elect at this time. You have an election of the 12 tribes, which are the predestined ones, foreordained, predestined to be saved before the foundation of the world. They're here on planet Earth. And call hello Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Ratazah. I'm part of that number. Now the just shall live by faith, which is the elect, the election, right? We living by faith. And you can't explain faith. That's the evidence of things not seen. So we're not worrying about the psyops they running. We trusting in the spirit. And you can't see the spirit. It's just something you just know. It's a feeling. It's a flow. It's something that's been guiding you since we woke up into this truth. We let it take over more and more. But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. So you can't draw back from the spirit. You know, and when the Lord say his soul shall have no pleasure, that means he going to leave you to the corruption of this world. Now, I want you to check out what's going on over there and what they classify as Europe, man. You know, and this is going to bring the prophecies of the 7 heads and 10 horns turning to Russia, the bear, for help and shooting their weapons against America. Europe is fucked up right now, man. They going through so many changes that this woman, this is, oh, by the way, this is Survival Lily. You know, I started following this woman about a year and a half ago. I seen her on Elder Malcolm from Chicago and Shalom to the elder out there, Chicago, and all the Akim and elders out there. You know, Shalom to y'all. Doing a great work, and you know, and I've been following her since. But she's coming from out in Europe, and she always got this look on her face, you know. But she's a survivalist, you know. I give that to her, and she's, you know, she pays attention. But I want you to hear what she got to say about what's going on over there in Europe, man, because this is bringing the prophecies together. Because there's basically, you know, 3 places we following right now. We following Russia, which is over there, what you call today Europe. We looking at Great Babylon, which is America, and we looking at Asia, which is over there, what they call today the Middle East, which is actually the continent of Asia. Okay, so we're watching these places because the prophecies is bringing the world together for the final judgment, the war of Armageddon, man.
At this distance, with an AR-15, you know.
Oh, Salaki.
Most people will hit the target in the size of a football, but gladly Trump survived, and I'm really happy about it. I'm so happy. No matter who you are, doesn't matter, you don't deserve to die like this. So yeah, I'm really shocked. I'm still shocked because of this. So now I really do hope that Trump wins the election, and I'm not saying this because I'm politically biased into one or the other direction. I'm saying this because I'm really fearful about what's going on here in Europe.
So she believes, as well as a lot of them, you know, they believe in America. Because you got to remember, when you go into the prophecy, it's the reason why she's saying this about Trump. And she's not American. Because they eat. When America eat, the EU and NATO, they eat because they roll together. This is Revelation 17, the judgment of the great harlot. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore, which is America. She's the great, basically America is the madam, okay? That sitteth upon many waters, which represents the other nations, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been drunk with the wine of her fornication. I mean, they're in bed with this madam. So he cried, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness. And I saw a woman, which represents America, this is that whore, sit upon a scarlet-covered beast. This is the EU and NATO. Full of names of blasphemies, having 7 heads and 10 horns, which represents the rulership. Okay? Now it's about 30 of them, you know, but those 7 heads and 10 horns on that beast, they eat when a whore eats. So they need America to keep going. And you can see the stress on her face, because she's going to go through some stats. And you know, the EU and NATO, they hurting. And they trying to make all kind of backdoor deals, you know, because they see America is slipping, so they sneaking around with the bear, which is Russia, because Russia is that new superpower now.
That the war will spread to other countries of Europe. And Trump said that he will stop the war within 1 week when he becomes president. So I really hope that if he becomes president, that he keeps his promise and that he will stop the war. I don't care how they will stop it. I just care about that they stop the war, they stop the killing, and that they stop the war from spreading. I've got some really concerning news here for you that I need to show you. The army chief of Poland has publicly urged his people and nation to prepare for a full-scale war with Russia. Poland needs to prepare its soldiers for an all-out conflict. All-out conflict, that's the worst type of war. All-out means the civilians also get killed. Meanwhile, in Germany, they are talking about the mobilization of 900,000 reservists. So that's a crazy number there. Then also here we have Boris Pistorius. He is the defense minister of Germany, and he wants to get the fittest and the most motivated men to join the German army. They are also thinking about sending questionnaires to all men above 18 years that they have to fill out and send back to the German army. Because now they are thinking about making a mandatory service for the army. So right now Germany does not have that. They don't have mandatory service, but they have professional soldiers. So in the past this was always enough, but apparently now they are scrambling to get enough soldiers.
So you see that? They scrambling. So them 7 heads and 10 horns we just read about here, everybody's in a panic now. Right? So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman, which is America, sit upon the scarlet colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Okay? And 7 heads and 10 horns, they about to turn. They're about to turn on his beast. 9th verse. It's still Revelation 17:9. And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains representing governments on which the woman sitteth. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, which is Rome at the time, and the other is not yet come, which is Britain. And when he cometh, he must continue for a short space, which it happened. And the beast that was and is not, which is the prophecy he saw, even he is the 8th, which is America, because America comes from Britain as well as the rest of them, and is of the 7 and goeth into perdition, because America is marked for this. This is the perdition. 17th verse. Actually, 16th verse. And the 10 horns which thou sawest, which is these countries in Europe, upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. They're going to end up turning on the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. And that's the end result. You see the panic. They said Germany ain't never had no draft like that, but they got the youngest, fittest men. These people in the uproar. They've been comfortable over there in Europe, man. Now everything is in chaos. Esau's whole kingdom is being disrupted, man. So the Lord is bringing the Edomites down as a whole. Remember, we watching Europe, we watching the West over here, and you watching Asia, man. You got to keep your eyes peeled on the world itself, because these prophecies, this is happening, man. This is what's going on over in Europe. They're not going to report this news here.
Historians is saying that at least 40 to 50,000 men per year or age are going to come to the army because they will have interest in the army. But of course, you cannot say no. So you will get an invitation and you have to come, and then they will take a look at you and determine your physical fitness.
And that's that draft. So you know that draft is coming here. So the whole world is being pulled into this war.
So it's not really voluntary. All right, so next we got this article here, which is really concerning. So this is the General Inspector Breuer from the German army, and he's saying that if the military service gets reactivated and becomes mandatory again, he also wants to draft women. Yeah.
See that?
Exactly.
And that's over there in Europe too.
This is no joke. So he is saying that besides reactivating the military mandatory service, we also want to have women fighting in the army. And this would counteract any discrimination against the male population. Guys, this is crazy, okay?
They scared.
See,
the Lord said, my words, man, will be prolonged. It will be not prolonged anymore. The words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is on deck. So you see, everybody's in a panic. So don't be too distracted with these psyops, man. You know, keep your eyes on these prophecies right now. This is Ezekiel 12 and 21. Again, a message came to me from Yahweh, son of man. You've heard that proverb they quote in Israel. Time passes and prophecies come to nothing, right? People say it's been going on since my grandmother's alive. Ain't none of these prophecies happening, right? Tell the people, this is what the sovereign Yahweh says. I will put an end to this proverb, and you will soon stop quoting it. Now give them this new proverb to replace the old one. The time has come for every prophecy to be fulfilled, because everything is on a timeline. And as we can see, this goes to the war and rumors of war. Now, what was the panic last month? America is they just made up, they just redid the selected service to automatically register all American male, including female, 18 to 28, into the service. So you can see this is breaking out all over the world, because those 7 heads and 10 horns rolling with the whore, everything is being activated. Everything is being activated.
People don't want to voluntarily join the military, then something is wrong with the decisions of the politicians. So maybe the people don't want to fight a war. And actually politicians should do what the people want. But in this case, politicians never send their own sons and kids to war. So they just send, the peasants to war to die because they don't care about us anyway. So, in my opinion, it's very wrong to send women to war, but it's also wrong to send men to war, because there should be no
we don't want to hear that now. That's wrong. No, you would love to send men to war. Y'all can't back out of this now. Ain't your name Survival Lily? It's time to go into survival mode, baby, as well as the rest of you equal opportunity, independent, I know my rights, my mind, my body, women out there. You can't get out of this now. And the men don't want your sympathy. Y'all in. This is judgment day. This is all judgment, man. And this is by the hand of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. So we see this kingdom is divided. So the Lord is bringing this bitch down. This whore is coming out of her seat, man. That's why our Lord said this here. This is Matthew 12 and 25 NLT. Yahweh Shah knew their thoughts and replied, any kingdom divided by civil war is doomed. And they just had that movie. Matter of fact, I just rewatched it last night. Good movie. I like it, especially the way it ended. That was the message. And all they talking about now in the news is civil war, right? Any kingdom divided by civil war is doomed. A town or family splintered by feud will fall apart. So we see the Edomites, not just America, not just Russia. You Edomites as a whole, you're falling apart. You can't keep it together. You don't know what's going on. Ain't no damn politicians going to get you out of these prophecies. Yahweh Shah is on his way, and y'all in some deep shit.
And most wars should not have happened in history. So this is completely nuts, guys. It's nuts. If a woman says, hey, I'm strong, physically fit, and I want to join the army, then it's something different. If she's doing it voluntarily, then it's something different. But if they just take all women to go for war, then after the war there will no one be left to actually repopulate the country.
See that? Oh, now they want to blame repopulation on the men. Like you say, all the men go to war. Who's going to be left to impregnate us? And that's prophecy too. But we thought y'all ain't need the men for impregnation. But the Lord will wipe out a lot of men and leave a lot of you women by yourself with no bridegroom, man. This is Isaiah, right? This is Isaiah 3, And I'm going to start from 25. Isaiah 3 and 25. NLT. The men of the city will be killed with the sword, and her warriors will die in battle. So the Lord already got this thing set up. The gates of Zion will weep and mourn. The city will be like a raging woman huddled on the ground, man. And you hear what she just said? All the men get killed. What we going to do? You going to huddle on the ground. That's what's going to bring to pass, Isaiah 4:1, the next chapter. 7 women shall take hold of a man. The Lord ain't playing with y'all.
There will no one be left to act. Then it's something different. But if they just take all women to go for war, then after the war, there will no one be left to actually repopulate the country.
Yeah, it's going to be men left.
So
who's going to be the men that's left? Huh? Let's jump right over to the next chapter. The men of the Lord. There going to be men left. You best believe that. Isaiah 4:1. In that day, and that's talking about on this side. It starts on this side. 7 women. These are the women that's on the ground. They looking around. Basically, you're hopeless. But then you're going to look up and see the men of the Lord sustained. In that day, 7 women, which represents completion, shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach, man. So the men of the Lord going to be left. But don't think the men of the Lord are just going to be scooping up any one of you damn women out of desperation. Because the ball is in our park now. We don't care about you damn women. We ain't thinking about you women. We thinking about these prophecies all day, right? Trying to become, a sincere man, hopeful man of the elect, getting right with your house shot, staying connected to our power. You under us. We don't walk around anymore thinking about, do this woman think I'm cute? Do she like me? And my clothes fancy enough? Man, that shit is far behind us. So y'all not on our radar like that. So how much even less when the trouble start? Y'all gonna be looking for us. We ain't gonna be looking for you.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe that's the plan. I don't know. So this is very strange and very
scary.
Unsettling. It's very unsettling. Okay, next here you can see an article about Putin and that he's going to change the nuclear doctrine. And maybe then he can use nuclear weapons earlier and in more cases. So all of this is really getting out of hand. Here it's saying that the number of nuclear weapons is rising. They are saying that in the world there are now 12,000 nuclear weapons. But who knows if this is the right number? I'm pretty
damn
sure
right.
there are more.
The Lord give a crazy number in Revelations 9. 200 million. You think John was sitting there counting 1, 2, 3? No. John threw out a hell of an enormous amount of weapons, of stars that was coming into the earth. So you're not going to know the amount of weapons that the Lord going to use on this place, but you best believe it's going to be overkill. You best believe it's going to be overkill.
This is just an estimation because no country would ever...
Salakia, these commercials. They force you in. Come on, man.
When you have rheumatoid arthritis, the smallest things can feel like the biggest obstacles. But
say how many weapons they really have. Then here there's another article which states that we could already be in a war with sabotage and spies. They're talking about a hybrid war against Ukraine. Here's another newspaper article in which some guy from NATO is saying that we are on the abyss of a nuclear war.
Just
Great.
war. Like the scriptures say. That's how you know we are. I'm going to end it right here. And I think we get the picture. So they are going crazy in Europe, hoping that Trump get in. Like he going to stop. You can't stop what the Lord got planned because it's time for freedom, man. This is Matthew 24 and 7. It says, matter of fact, let's start from 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And you shall hear of wars, and rumors of wars. Wasn't she talking that? NLT. And you will hear of wars and threats of wars. See that? But do not panic. Yes, these things must take place, but the end won't follow immediately, because we got the MOTB, which is the mark of the beast, Jacob's trouble. You know, you got the starvation, like she just read, the men dying, you know, the woman taking hold of the, you got a lot of, you know, things that's wrapped up in this. So as we hear these wars, we don't fully, you know, you celebrating, but you're getting your ass straight too, because you don't know if it's your end. We praying we the elect, man. We standing on that side. But there's a lot that got to take place too, leading up to these bombs being shot. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdoms against kingdoms, man. And there shall be famines, the starvations, pestilence, diseases. They talking about this new pandemic that's coming. This is going to be the one. And earthquakes, you know, which covers the tornadoes in diverse places. And earthquakes in many parts of the world. So Survivor Lily is on to something, but you can see the panic on this woman's face, man. You can see the fear. So imagine a lot of other women over there, you know, them Ukraine women, forget about it. I saw them, they were reproducing inside of a nuclear bunker, man. Yeah, you know, Redacted showed that, I think, 2 months ago. So it's getting serious all over the world. Akim Akwa, stay prayed up, giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash, Shalom.